I got into the playtest of Warhammer 40k Darktide at the weekend. I actually got in on the last day and I was out for the first half of that day, so I didn't get to play much at all. In fact, I only got to play one game of it. I tried to play it on the evening. I actually meant to stream it on the evening, but every time I tried to connect, the servers just kept crashing and going down. I guess they let a lot of people in on the last day and it probably fried the servers a bit. But that was what it was for. It was a play test, so I wasn't bothered about bugs or servers going down. That's exactly what you expect in a play test, so you can't really complain about that. The game that I did get to play on it, I created a veteran sharpshooter because I like gunplay. I like first-person shooters with a gun. I'm not too hot on the melee attacks. I just want a gun, a big fucking gun. Mac, don't do the song.
Who gives the f***? Give us a big fucking gun. A big fucking gun. A big pile of elephant dung. Who gives the f***? Give us a big fucking gun. A big fucking gun. Give us a big pile of elephant dung.
I never actually got a big gun. I just got the starter gun that you get for the first game that you play. Because this is a Left 4 Dead style game where there's 4 of you playing, and you go through different maps and you level up. You get new weapons, new armor, stats and things like that, and you play harder and tougher maps as you go through. So you've seen the formula before. It's been tried and tested since Left 4 Dead, and I quite like that standard of gameplay. And this comes from Fat Shark. They're the guys behind Vermintide, and I absolutely loved Vermintide too. I thought it was a fantastic game. So you create your character. You get a choice of 4. You got your veteran sharpshooter, which is the one I chose. You've got a zealot preacher. You've got a psyker, a psychonetic, and a Ogren skullbreaker. All have totally unique styles of play with different special abilities, different armor types and stuff like that. Now you get to create the look of your character and its background. So there's a bit of sort of role play in this where you can choose your background and things like that, which is a nice little touch, I guess. The map, I was going to say the maps themselves, but I only played one map. So this is a very kind of sketchy video that I'm doing here. I've played one map on it, and I have to say I was disappointed on the map. It just seemed like a big spammy melee encounter. I did get to fire my gun off a few times, but most of it I was running around with this little spade smacking these mobs that were very boring in the face and just, two-shotting them. You've got a heavy attack and a light attack, the usual kind of basic combat stuff, but there's a neat little feature that you can do when you're doing the tutorial, which is really good, the tutorial in this game, where you can empower your melee weapon, turn it into a bit of a chainsaw, depending on the class that you've got, of course, and do extra damage with that. My class, with the gun, I could for a few seconds buff me gun to do extra damage if I'm fighting elites or boss kind of enemies. You've got various different things that you have to do on the map. You'll be getting told off your sort of commander what you have to do, where you have to go, and there'll be a waypoint appear guiding you in the rough direction. But it's very dark and dingy and like a factory kind of setting. And what I did do after I finished the map, I went on to, and I couldn't, once I realised I couldn't get back in the game, I went and watched a few streams that had been put up earlier on and some videos, and I looked at the maps further down, and they all kind of looked samey, like this claustrophobic kind of dark factory setting, which it is a little concerning. And the sheer amount of melee in this game compared to the gunplay was a little bit off-putting as well. I don't really know in my head what the final outcome's going to be for this. I hope there's some large weaponry in this, and I hope it's not too grindy, and I hope the maps become a bit less samey. We won't know yet until we get the final version of the game, and that's not too long, thankfully. It's the 30th of November 2022 when this comes out, and I'll be giving it a full-on review. But I am still quite excited about this because it's your Left 4 Dead kind of Vermintide kind of theme in a 40k setting, and I do like me 40k. I've got a ton of the games. I still don't understand what the fuck it's all about with your psychers and your fucking emperors and all of this. I just know they've got big fucking guns, and that's why I like them. So bring that on. Lots of big weaponry, lots and lots of good maps. This could be a classic. Fat Shark are behind it, and they're the guys behind Vermintide 2, as I've already mentioned. So there you go, guys. Darktide, I've only played one level. It was a bit hit and miss, but it was just a play test, and it was just the first mission, so we'll see where this goes in November.